What is the creepiest thing you've seen in the woods, or in the mountains, or in deserts, or caves, or in small towns, or in remote or rural areas, or while on large bodies of water, or while on an aircraft or a nautical vessel? I went to a lake to see my grandma's friend with her, and this lady found a dead body in the water. News came and there was a lot of screaming. Posted about this before, but back when I was a kid some friends and I came across people in robes chanting around a campfire out in the woods on the edge of the town we lived in. We were staying at a friend's house for a birthday party / sleepover, and went for a late night walk. This was back in the late 80s during the Satanic Panic. Looking back now, I'm sure it was just some teenagers goofing around, but at the time it scared the living bejesus out of us. One of the girls with us had a panic attack and started hyperventilating. Got pretty serious, but we finally managed to get her calmed down. I found a woman's body floating in a harbor in San Pedro, California. I know a guy who was out boating and found a body in the water. The police told him to send a picture to the Coast Guard. He used the number he thought they gave and got a text back going, "What the hell is that?" Needless to say, he had not texted the Coast Guard. Edit. Hot damn. Anon. Thanks for the gold. It's 2 AM. We're in a tent in the woods in Maine. I'm about 8. Mom, there's something creeping around outside the tent. MMMPH, you're dreaming. Go back to bed. Mom, there really is something out there. No, there isn't. Just then, something warps on the side of the tent, hard enough to shake the whole thing. And my mother, who is entirely too goddamn tired to deal with this shit, sits bolt upright and warps right back in the same spot. And from outside the tent, we hear meow. Edit. It was a house cat. We didn't hear anything more the rest of the night. Not sure how creepy this is, but I was on a week-long camping trip with some friends, and I woke up with a weasel sitting on my chest looking at me. I never knew I could scream that loud. Felt like running at night last year, because the park near where I live gets all pretty with the lights on in the dark. So after 5 minutes into the exercise, I feel the need to adjust my shoes, because I forgot to wear a longer sock, and they were hurting my ankle. I look up, and I see this dark silhouette running towards me at full speed wearing a hoodie about 200 meters away. I was on the left side of the street, and he was on the right, so it was clear he was running towards me. I legit almost shitted my pants and felt an adrenaline surge. I thought about fighting him if he got any closer, but in a blink of an eye, the person trips, falls face planted on the ground, and starts crawling in my fucking direction again. Fuck that. Dude is committed. I'm leaving. Was working in a forest in East Africa for a while. Was getting seriously dark, and we were hiking back to the car. The wind was quite strong, but you could still hear some ruffling in the leaves, and as I turned around, I saw something quite big in the shrubs. Was a fucking leopard. I shrieked and some guy from the group shot into the air to scare the animal away. I'm glad he didn't shoot the animal, but was still glad when the animal bolted out of there. I always wonder what these scenarios are like from the other perspective. There I was, just chilling in the shrubs getting ready to go to sleep, when some human asshole marches through my territory in the middle of the night. And guess what? The dude had his human friends with him. I tried to be understanding. I'm sure the humans are lost, or just passing through. They probably don't even know I'm here. I'll just be sneaky until they go away. Accidentally ruffle some leaves. Fuck. Okay, why is he screaming? I didn't even do anything. Shot fired. Jesus Christ, what is their problem? Sounded like babies crying. It was coyotes. Creepiest thing though was when we saw a lone person just walking through the woods in the middle of nowhere. IDKY, that's creepy, but it is when you're out there. I was jogging at night with headphones on in a park with dense trees and bushes. The overgrowth was taking over the path, and it was difficult to see. So I turned the flashlight on my phone on. I started to see a fire burning ahead, but couldn't really make it out. I take my glasses off when I jog. As I got closer there's a clearing and I see a big fire raging and no one around. So I pause a minute and fish my glasses out and find out that yes, there's 6 people standing there actually, perfectly spaced apart from each other, and they all turned at the same time to look at me. I turned 180 and sprinted the fuck out of there. I was walking with family when I was little and we came across a sheep's head. No body or blood, just a severed sheep's head on the path. It was the first time I noticed sheep's eyes have slit pupils, and I think my first contact with something so gruesome. Not me but a friend of mine. He was high and was walking through the woods to get home. The forest he was in was pretty big and it was night. He told me that as he walked through it, he saw a light. He went to inspect and saw a group of people wearing masks while sitting around a pentagram. They had torches placed around it, and a bleeding dead goat was laying in the middle. He freaked out and ran home as fast as he could. He told me that he still has nightmares about this and that he saw some kind of demon. My friend and I were chilling in the woods one day back in high school and see a dog walking by, later followed by this kid. He looked troubled, so we asked if he needed help. He obliged, telling us he was dog sitting for his friend and the dog got loose. So we spent a good hour following this dog and kid around, going deeper and deeper into the woods. Eventually I finally got the dog to come to me, but it wasn't wearing a collar, so I wasn't able to get a hold. My friend and I look away for just few seconds to discuss strategy, and when we turn back around the boy and the dog are both gone. It was like they completely vanished. Keep in mind it was autumn so any footsteps could be heard from quite afar. But it was just silent. Not a single trace of them anywhere. Still don't really know what happened. Maybe they ran away real quick. Who knows? Was definitely enough to creep us out though. People will call me crazy, but whatever. I was camping once, walked through the woods, and ended up coming across 2 camping young women. They looked like they were from the 1970s. I sat with them for a long time talking and laughing. I noticed she had a calendar with her that said 1975 on it, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want her to feel embarrassed about it. Ended up falling asleep and woke up later, and both the women and all their camping equipment was gone. I was just lying in grass. Walked back to my campsite and never told anyone about it to this day. I still don't understand what happened to those women or if that was even real.